because that Isaiah said again, He hath blinded their eyes and hardened their heart, that they should not see with their eyes, their spiritual eyes, understand? Nor understand or comprehend with their spiritual heart. They could see with the natural eye, but they could not see with the spiritual eye. But as we said, that spiritual fog is there for a reason. Now, just as nature gives us fog through certain climatic things, there's also another situation. Turn to John 8 for me. Turn to John 8. It's back just a couple of pages. Now, as I said, just as nature provides certain conditions for fog, there is also a fog that is created by man himself. I heard a story, I think it's been several years ago, but there was this huge wreck on this interstate section of the highway. A lot of people lost their lives. It was a very big pilot. Okay? And as they investigated it, they found out there was some kind of a processing or chemical plant off the side of the road. And it just so happened that that day, the process that they were using somehow created a very heavy, dense fog, which kind of floated in the low spot there and filled the highway, and they determined that it wasn't nature's fog. Okay? It was a man-made kind of fog. So just as man has the ability to kind of create a natural fog, I think he also has his own fog, spiritual fog, in a sense. And that spiritual fog comes from his own inclinations, his own pre-leanings, so to speak. So I want you to read with me here a minute. John 8:44. Ye are of your father, the devil, and the lusts of your father ye will do. He was a murderer from the beginning, and abode not in the truth, because there is no truth in him. When he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own, created it. For he is a liar, and the father of it. So, the people here that Jesus was talking to when he said that, I would say that these would be the ones whose decisions they make would be based upon their influence from their father. They would have a certain inherent nature to interpret things a certain way. Okay? These would be the ones that might come into the church and lead astray with false doctrines. Paul had them in his day, and he warned they would be worse. It is a spiritual fog that has caused all the different denominations we have. Every man having his kind of own preconceived or pre-leaning way of thinking about life itself. Okay? Their own spirit. So I want to look at a couple of things here. Mark 16. Kind of give you a couple of examples. Mark 16 and 18. They shall take up serpents. Now, there's other parts to that scripture, but I'm going to stop right there. Mark 16, 18. They shall take up serpents. Now, there are some who have taken that single piece of scripture, just one, two, three, four, 5 words in that particular book. 5 words. And due to their own inclinations, their own natural leanings, have developed a doctrine from it. Even though the very ones they claim to be following showed no established practice of it at all. Nowhere. They didn't practice it. The only time that a snake was even on the hand was when the snake laid hold to Paul's hand. Okay? It bit him. Okay? And immediately when Paul perceived that, he flung it where all serpents or devils belong. He flung it in the fire.
That's right.
Okay? But due to their spiritual fog that they have from their own mindset, they look in there and they say, wow, they shall take up serpents. Wow, that's for me. That sounds exciting. You understand? And just as some people have a leaning to be race car drivers, okay, or skydivers, okay? Our upbringing, our education, the very own spirits that we are born with will have a tendency to lean us in a certain direction. Okay? And that's